So for Mr. R, what I would like to try to work on a little bit is a bit with that lovely loose leash walking, but then also working a little bit with a front behavior and a side or finish. So the reason this can be helpful, ready Ruger, is let's say when you're practicing your loose leash walking with your handsome guy, let's say he gets ahead or he's a little distracted, and bring him back into the front of you means he can refocus on you with some eye contact or some check-ins, can then offer you another good way to get him to bounce back. So let's say with Mr. R, I think he actually prefers the right side. So we'll go ahead and again, I recommend have the leash on the opposite side, have the food on the side of your babe. So the reason behind that, ready Ruger, is it can start to help your pup be reinforced for being by the leg or by the side that you wanted him to hone in on. Ready? Nice. Every once in a while, I do sometimes use that little positive interrupter to regain my puppy's focus on me. So, but let's say, for example, he's doing a really nice job, but let's say he gets a little bit ahead of me. I could then bring him into the front of my body and feed for that lovely bounce back into here. Then we could even work a lovely look behavior, which is getting eyes on me, and then yes to feed. So, but let's say now he's in front of me and I want to keep walking. I like to do a little bit with my side or finish position, and I'll make sure to do that again so you can see it from different angles, but it gets your dog back on the same side of you, whichever it could be, left or right, whichever you prefer, and it gets them able to go right back into that loose leash walking. So again, as they're rehearsing this, make sure that we're feeding heavily for the behaviors you really want to have happen again. So with Mr. R, I do find that a lot of times if we do expend a little bit of both mental and physical energy through some play, where he really does enjoy that flirt pole, that's a great way to, again, rev the engine and put the brakes on. So work in that on-off switch for him, which is really important because as he gets overexcited, he gets very overwhelmed himself, and that's where his old behaviors pop out, which could be that jumping, mouthing, or just being a bit of a bull in a china shop. So again, for this lovely front, I'm just going to show you on the opposite side so you guys can see a little bit better. So for the side or finish, you're going to go to your puppy's nose, bring them to the side of your body, and then reline them up next to your leg. Beautiful. Again, if you guys never use these skills, not a big deal, but that sometimes the more fun little tricks you have up in your sleeve or tool belt of knowledge, the more your babe sees, he's like, I prefer this side, madam, then that's fine. The more options you'll have to give him versus doing behavior you're not a huge fan of. So while we're practicing our loose leash walking, let's say again, my beautiful boy gets a bit ahead of me, then we could bring him right into a little front position. Yes. And you could also teach front in another way. So this has been where he's walking next to me. He gets a little bit ahead and I bring him back to the front of my body. The other option is while your puppy's in front of you is simply lure them and feed them for when they come into the front of your body. So I'm going to do another couple little sets. So let's say Mr. R is already in front of me. I have food in my hand. I'm going to go front and feed for that. I don't even mind front if they don't even go into a sit. So again, front and feed for that. So the benefit of doing some fronts is now we have this beautiful man focused up towards me, maybe giving some gorgeous eye contact, and I can feed him for doing some check-ins with me versus the environment or the distractions within it. Oh my goodness, big sneezes, sir. So as Mr. R is practicing, we'll get him up and moving again, and then we're going to feed throughout this lovely behavior. Then I'm going to go front. Yes, nice job, beautiful. And remember, if your babe doesn't offer a sit in the beginning, no big deal. They could do fronts and just be standing in front of you. So just to show again, now that you can see him on this side, to get him back to my side, I lure him with the food and then set him up next to my leg again so we can start walking. So this way you can kind of get him more intrigued by doing a few extra skills versus just meandering and then trying to get his attention when he might already be a little bit gone. So almost keeping the game more engaging with you and interactive makes it where the game of loose leash walking is not quite as stagnant or as boring from their perspective. So the more you kind of throw in a few little fun skills, the more it can turn into more of a dance move where you have several different dance moves to offer while you're practicing. Nice job, Mr. R. Yes. So again, he's doing a real nice job with this lovely loose leash walking and working those fronts and working into some of those finish or side positions. So remember, you can call it whatever you would like. So some people like to call it side because it's bringing the puppy back to your leg or the side of your body. Oh, we dropped one. It could also be finish, where again, he's going into a finished position next to your leg. There's a lot of different slogans. So I'd make sure you just pick something that you find beneficial. But nice job, Mr. R. Good work. So I'd recommend do some of this loose leash walking in and around your home, where again, the environment isn't quite as stimulating. I would though make sure that you did expend some of his energy prior. I'm not saying get him so tired that he becomes overtired and therefore unruly, but I'd make sure that when you are working with him, he has the chance to really expend some of that very normal dog-centric play. And then therefore you or the environment are not so stimulating to him, if that makes sense. Nice job. But Mr. R did beautiful. So we'll give him a little break from this exercise and we'll go on to some others.